honestly, I'm incompetent to answer that. Coming of a new technology will always change the way we do things and do businesses. Now, whilst we're talking about VoIP, we actually mean the LTE and the 4G. What it really encompasses is end-to-end, even the handheld devices that we would be using would actually be in the control of the consumer, and he would originate and complete a call on his will. So where is the carrier? Honestly speaking, there is no carrier. It's all going from the IP to IP to the internet world, whatever way and platforms that you have, and terminating at the handheld device of the consumer. So if the question is, will it change the life of the carrier? Where is the carrier is my question. Back to you. So do we survive? First point. Second is, I've been hearing for the past 20 years almost voice is dead, voice is dying. Voice is still here. Only thing it has transformed and metamorphosized to become packetized into forms of data and routed to become data packets going to the other end. Fortunately or unfortunately, every carrier, every telco allowed itself to become a dumb pipe provider for others to use. Today, the top 4 companies in the world are GAFA, none of which are telecom companies, and thanks to all of us, we created them. We helped them grow to these sizes. Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook. Which of these are telcos? And we call ourselves the dumb pipe sellers and telcos. And they use us to create everything. If we want to become telecom, internet companies to survive, how many of us actually create CDN networks at the speed at which these people are creating CDNs? We are only following them. You can't become a leader by following. None of us are actually taking those steps. So to answer your question, yes, the change of carrier world will totally be a different kind of a thing. But this is honestly my personal thought, and I've been battling with this particular thought for the last few years. A long time back when I was at Airtel, that is Bharti Airtel, not very long time ago, I went and told one of my directors that, listen, I don't see us exist. If we go the way we are going, the IP companies are actually taking huge capacities from us, and we are happy to sell them, and they're putting intelligence into those pipes and giving it back to the world, and we are left with nothing. We are selling almost at cost, and we are happy selling our wares. He said, what can we do? I said, create content. That was 6 or 7 years back. We don't have the expertise today. Why are we talking about wanting to become internet companies? If 2 phones on 2 hands are supposed to be communicating IP to IP, and there is no carrier, it will use the Wi-Fi network, it will use the logics of this particular, whatever it has, the IP address that is resident on this phone to this phone, and there is no carrier in the middle that will take place. Honestly speaking, even for our routing and hubbing and whatever we have, the definition of what kind of route has to be selected is going to be on the basis of logics and algorithms that will be built into the thing, which possibly companies like Samsung and Apple will build it into this firmware and give it to you. If that is reality that is going to be standing in front of us, should we convert ourselves into manufacturing hardware device companies or IP companies? What are we supposed to be doing? I really don't have the answer. I'm sorry I'm painting a bad picture. I really apologize for that. I tell my friends and my colleagues, listen, I actually want to retire and go into the jungle and do whatever I want to do. But what about yourselves? You all are in your mid-30s. You all have chosen a career to be here in the telecom industry. I'm really fighting hard to see whether the telecom industry, with all of our support, can survive or not. Can we do something? I don't have the answer. Vinod, to answer your question, I don't know.
Well, I think some very interesting points you raised there, Ajay. I mean, if you look at companies like Apple, over-the-top players, you know, that completely bypass the carrier, right? Apple has
Can the telcos do it? My question is, can we get into the spaces where we have been actually invaded by the so-called intelligent companies? They are using your resources. They're using our resources. I'm sorry, it sounds almost rebellious. I'm crusading. But we need to survive, sir.